Welcome to the Weekly Roundup in the new studio. And what's that? We got a guest with us this week. That's right. We're six-man tagging it on the Spandex StandUps booth. We got all your Raw news, all your SmackDown updates. You know you want to hit that subscribe button. It's the Spandex StandUps. What's up, fellas? Look at this.
How's it going?
Look at us.
It's a triple threat.
Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Threat. Great to see y'all.
Yeah,
Good to see
likewise.
Lee Hardin, everybody, in the studio with
hello.
us today.
Hello. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
This is great.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking me. I love hanging out. This is a good excuse to hang out. Normally, you can't get people to hang out, but if you bring up podcasts, it's like
I do
I'll
love
be
that
there.
Aaron Weber sketch
more
where
about
he
the
has a
wrestling.
podcast to hang out with
Yeah,
people.
right. Yeah.
He's like, so there's really not a podcast. I just wanted to
there's
hang out
no.
with you.
Yeah, I haven't been recording yet.
I haven't uploaded a single episode.
Yeah.
This has been a long con to hang out with Evan and a bunch of our friends.
Absolutely.
Lee, where you been, dude? I see you all over. Every time I look at social media, I'm like, you're like doing massive theater,
Massive.
sold out crowds.
Sold out with you this
everywhere.
weekend.
Well, I don't want to like do the Dave Meltzer thing and inflate the numbers, but
Dude, inflate.
I mean,
This is wrestling, baby. Inflate them numbers.
Technically 11 tickets from a sellout,
Boom.
but it was
That's a sellout.
sellout.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looked sold out. in
Like
the-
as long as it's not a 20-seater,
yeah.
11 tickets from sellouts.
Yeah. So a massive. I mean, it's that's a stretch.
huge.
AEW been 11 tickets from sellout for a hot minute.
Right. I didn't give any away, so let's keep that there in Dave Meltzer. No, it was a 5-star show, or probably
Where were you
6-star
at?
show. This was Paw Paw, Michigan.
I
It's,
just wanted you to say the name. I just love it.
Paw.
Paw Paw's fun.
How you spell
It's
that?
P-A-W.
Paw Paw.
I was about to say, bro, it's phonetic.
Why do they call it Paw Paw?
They named it after a fruit. It is. I haven't seen the fruit, but it was named after they call it the Michigan banana, and so it was a clean show, so I didn't go further.
The Michigan. That also sounds like
the Michigan
a sex position. Or
Well,
something.
that sounds like the finisher for like when it was back in the territories. Like, don't make old Mad Dog McGruff hit you with the Michigan banana.
I want to hear Mario Ronaldo go on.
Michigan.
It's the Michigan banana.
Mama mia, it's a Michigan banana.
My God, it's the Michigan banana.
Yeah, the Michigan banana sounds
Yeah.
like an idea Vince McMahon had, and he was like, "This is
Yeah.
going to be great. This is your character."
Come on, a banana.
Fun fact:
Michigan.
Michigan banana is what they were going to call Shorty G before
Right.
Shorty.
Yeah,
The Michigan
exactly,
banana.
The Michigan banana.
No, Papa's fun. That was my 3rd time there. Probably our biggest crowd. I did a little spite thing. Again, this was a great show, but I pay for ads, and in the comments section, some dude just never heard of him said, "Who the f is this no name?" So I waited to see the
Gotta
show.
love the internet.
I know. I was like, come on, man. I'm just trying to sell tickets. But the show, I was like, if it sells out, I'm gonna take a stage selfie and I'm gonna tag him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, couldn't have done without you, buddy.
Yeah.
And
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's
Love
great.
that.
Yeah, nothing better than waking up to just like a rude comment on a post you expected to do really well for you.
Right.
Yeah, if there's anything we love more than wrestling here at the Spandex StandUps, it's pettiness. So we approve that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, we love, just going one-on-one in the ring, cutting a promo against a stranger
Yeah,
online.
man.
We're all
Sometimes you
about
got to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
What about you, Evan? What you got going on?
Oh, man, I was just in Knoxville, Tennessee at the old Alley Rays.
Oh, I've heard that's one of those venues that you hear good things about. I just unfortunately, and I was supposed to be with you, but Mother Nature had
Y'all
other
got snowed
options.
in. You still got snow out here.
We're
I'm
still stuck.
slipping and
I
sliding on the way in.
skid on the way to work today. I slid a little bit. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, it's like we're all melted everywhere else in the city. Not
We
up here.
keeping it
Y'all
here.
still icy up here.
We like to hold on
That
to it.
elevation, man.
Well, it's the South. You never know when it's going to snow again. I like to keep it around.
But yeah, we had a good time in Knoxville, and then hung out with a bunch of Nashville comics this weekend at MK's wedding.
Yeah, another thing I had to miss.
It is a bummer that you missed it, but it was a great time. So much fun.
I got to do MK's comedy show on Thursday.
Good.
But
Yeah.
that was tied into the
You
right
got in on the weekend
And,
festivities before the.
You know, we don't toot our own horn around here unless it's needed. But I had one of the best sets I've had in a long time.
Cool, man.
Just no pressure. It's just one of those where I didn't go up with a game plan. My wife, right before I went on stage, was like, "You should tell our story about you asking me to, your proposal, because it's not romantic, was it? I was an idiot." And I told it, and it was loose, and it's the first time I'd ever told it on stage. It just came out, and I got to write it down because it worked tremendously.
Heck yeah.
And it was not like they were there for us, but it wasn't a comedy crowd. You know what I mean? Like they weren't just pity laughing. You know,
right?
Like, it felt good.
Yeah,
love to hear it.
Yeah, man. You also love to hear new champs. NXT got a new men's champion, Oba Femi. The ruler is now the ruler of NXT. Oh, wow. So shout out to Oba, and also Julia is the new women's NXT champion. So new calendar year, new champs in NXT.
How long has he been in NXT?
Oh, a little while now, like not too long. But he worked. He was the North American champion had a great run with that. Had some great bangers with that.
Okay,
and, now him and Trick put on a great match and took the title off Trip at New Year's Evil.
I can't wait for those guys to hit the main roster.
Oh man. NXT is so entertaining week after week, and my whole thought process is that too, is like thinking of the amazing feuds they can have on the. Like, I can't wait for Braun Breaker and Oba Femi to headline a WrestleMania in a couple of years.
Yeah,
it's great.
Braun's going to be feuding with Sheamus here. I mean, hate to jump ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to look past Sheamus. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right.
I saw the promo. I was like, oh, please call him. Please be a bully. Call him some ginger name, please. I was hoping he didn't do it. But, yeah.
I love how they're pulling back. They could totally make Braun Breaker that jerk.
High school bully. Wear a Letterman jacket.
Yeah. Be the Steiners in the 90s.
Put some locker rooms back there just so he could shove somebody. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Well, how you feel about the renewed focus on the tag teams on SmackDown? They got to shine this week. DIY is a champion. Love that we get Goldie Ciampa back. You see every time they show him, he's clutching the title because that's Goldie.
Ciampa's a good heel.
But they're Los Garzas are shining. Pretty Deadly's shining. Street Profits are getting TV time. Apollo Crews, oddly enough, is tied into all this. He's getting TV time.
Glad he's still around, man.
Are we starting to see, now that they shipped Raw, they set Raw sales on Netflix, are we going to finally see some people get some shine on SmackDown that hasn't lately?
Hope so. Then Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, I forgot about Motor City Machine Guns. My apologies.
Yeah, I just think, we got to talk about what does the shine on SmackDown mean?
Right.
Even if you're getting the shine on SmackDown.
Well, obviously it got me hyped. I'm excited,
right? Because it's exciting. The 3-hour show is what I think helping that tag team division get a bit more love, attention, that opportunity to have their stories be told, which I'm excited about. Yeah, I mean, I think that Raw on Netflix is going to separate so many different. It's going to separate the locker room in a pretty major way, and I do think that the tag team divisions just won't be on Raw, especially when you think about everything we have coming up this year, and especially what we have coming up between now and Mania.
I can see them using Raw tag titles as just another main event piece, like they've been doing with the Judgment Day. Clearly, War Raiders are intertwined with Priest and the Judgment Day. So I I agree with you on that, Evan. That's a great observation. Is tag team division gets to be its own thing on SmackDown, just another tool they use for the main eventers on Raw. I can see, and to be honest with you, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We get two separate styles of what they've been. They said, here are the two things we've been doing with the tag titles. We're either letting the tag title shine, or we're using it for the main event scene. Choose your own adventure. We're gonna do both.
Yeah, but I'd love for them to just put a little, if they can make some main event storylines with the tag teams, that would be
boost the War Raiders, man.
Finally,
for some reason, I feel like they just see those tag team storylines as secondary to what the singles guys are doing. It just doesn't have to be that way.
I wholeheartly agree with
Triple H is on. He's been on a nice revenge tour for a long time. I can't believe we're getting all the things we thought we'd never get. Triple H is in charge. Guys get their old names back. We wanted more tag team stuff. We get it.
Speaking of tag teams, Pete Dunne's tag team partner just got cleared, so we might get the Catch Republic back. All right. Old Tyler Bate coming back. So,
heck yeah, that's awesome.
Don't on SmackDown.
Yeah, I was A-Town down. You know, all those guys. in the 2024 Spandies, y'all know my disappointment was the tag division. So seeing them shine at all, yeah. So forth. And speaking of which, our former tag team champions, the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Toma Tonga, first got booted out of the building via LA Knight.
Okay.
But got revenge on LA Knight, costing him his U.S. title against Nakamura. So how do you feel if they do shift Bloodline staying on SmackDown? Is LA Knight that first kind of feud for him?
Well, if that's what they're starting with, why wouldn't they? I mean, it's a pretty hot feud, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, LA Knight's clearly one of your top guys.
Yeah, or if it gets us some singles with Knight and Fatu, I
think it's going to be eventually for this to be Solo's first feud outside of Roman and the Bloodline.
that makes sense too. I'm greedy. I just want more Fatu.
Of course. So, but right now we have to deal with the fact, and I like it because Solo's my dude.
Sure,
like, he completely won me over with this Bloodline storyline. But right now, in order to get more Fatu, we need more Solo.
Oh yeah.
Do we really? I mean, I don't know that I want to see or need to see any more in-ring Solo though. You know, I want to
just want to be the mastermind.
I just want to see in-ring Fatu. I mean, that's what we want to see. We've seen a lot of in-ring Solo.
We're gonna get a thing where Solo finally.
The other guys haven't really gotten a lot of in-ring work, and the work they have gotten has been, some of it's been really silly. Actually, so I think that they need to. Solo might need to take a step back, be the mastermind. And I think Jacob Fatu needs to just like have his wrestling breakout moment, just like wrestle everyone, like the way that basically what they did to Solo when Solo became the tribal chief, and even before.
Yes,
would it kill everything if Fatu turned on Solo? Would that disrupt?
Well, obviously that's the end game.
Like keep poking him,
or they got to have a long run.
Yeah,
because I think the two things can happen.
Yeah,
Solo can take a step back.
Yeah.
Be the mastermind, send Jacob into terrible situations. At first, Jacob doesn't care. He's a Samoan werewolf. I love you, Solo. Yeah. If that's what you're telling me to do, that's what I'm going to go do. But eventually, over time, then you see him being like, why am I listening to this dude?
I still want him to say I love you, Solo, before he...
Oh, yeah. Like, it's the Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happens until someone higher above calls that order. I don't think Jacob Fatu's out here going to go rogue.
Right. No, they've intertwined the elders too much. Yeah, the elders got to make these calls. We know they showed us how the Samoan family works now.
Yeah.
Now we got to follow the protocol.
Yeah. Let Fatu marinate for a little bit.
Yeah.
Marinate's a good word.
It's going to be good when he's ready, man.
Bailey is your new #1 contender for Tiffy's title. She won a fatal 4-way, pinned Naomi for it, her homie.
Okay.
Pinned Naomi for it. Also in that match was Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. Was Bailey the right call?
Yeah, because, I mean, again, with a new champion, you got to give them their first match has to be someone legitimate, someone who's been champion, someone who really can put them over. That's Bailey from the past year. So Bailey's taking the loss.
Bailey, and
it's going to put Tiffany over, which is great. But I do think it's the right call. Who else on the roster right now do you have as like that champion that just represents the epitome of the division that then can kind of pass the torch on to the next champ? I think it's Bailey.
I agree with you because you can make the same cause for if it was Naomi. You can just be like, they're just feeding her. There is no one on this roster that wins that match, and you're like, "Ooh, she might take the belt." Like that sucks to be Tiffy, quick little title run, So I think it makes sense because you're right. It's that AJ Cody situation.
Oh yeah,
where we know for a fact Tiffany ain't gonna lose this first feud out the gate.
No,
but we still want her to be entertaining.
Yeah, love to. I do think Nia needs to apologize to the Netflix execs for her foul language on the promo.
Foul language,
big jerk. What do you?
Such
come on, just because you're on Netflix doesn't mean you can just let it.
Everyone's working blue now,
right? Just let the expletives fly. No,
I still want
Nia Jax. Nia Jax, keep it coming. I still want her to be I'm into it.
I still need her to look at the camera that one time and just mouth the words my hole.
My hoe.
Just I need that. I need that for my
If
soul.
she made that a shirt, it would sell.
It would top
so
the
good.
merch sales because I would buy one immediately. I'd buy one for my whole family. My whole family's wrestling fans. I would buy a Nia Jack, my whole shirt in a heartbeat for
She
everybody.
could get my whole over.
My whole-
the whole crowd.
Yes,
chant?
that's the key to get Nia to be a face. If they ever want to pull the trigger on Nia being a face,
Yeah.
comedy is the way to go.
Yeah.
Does this hurt anybody else? I mean, you got Bianca and Naomi who are still the tag titles.
Yeah.
I saw on NXT where they were having a #1 contenders match. So they're going to keep them intertwined. I do like the idea of the women's tag champs going everywhere. You know, be on NXT, be on SmackDown, be on Raw, defend the titles. So I do like that this knocks Bianca and Naomi out of the main event scene in SmackDown because they don't need to. They're in their own scene.
Right.
And Nia, we saw that great promo where she interrupted Mommy last night, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
So Nia's not going anywhere. So I if this is, I know they talked about the transfer portal, and we truly don't know where people are going to end up. You know, we got plenty of. I think the next couple of weeks they're really going to tinker with the rosters and get certain people certain places for storyline purposes. But if this is your main event scene in SmackDown with Tiffany, Bayley, and Nia, I think they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Because there are a bunch of those looming returns, too. We don't know what brand Charlotte's going to be on. We don't know what brand Becky's going to be on. Alexa Bliss is talking about coming back. So they got quite a few returns looming, and we always got the ever-present NXT call-up looming, too. So I think the main event scene and Raw clearly is taken care of. Mommy leading the way, but SmackDown's in good hands, too. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre kick off Raw. All announce their involvement in the Royal Rumble. Stop me if I'm being weird here, but hadn't we seen this promo before?
Well, the three of them, the last time the three of them did cut a promo, it was incredible. It kicked off probably one of the best Raws we've had in recent history. I mean, it was so good. I think it was the same night the New Day turned on
Biggie.
Biggie.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, have we seen it before? We have, but I will say it was this promo that made me realize CM Punk is winning the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match.
Uh-oh. Don't want that. Drew does not want that.
I see it. I see it, and I'm starting to feel I'm outnumbered here. I get it.
I see it.
Would you be okay with it? Do you see the
I
vision
would be
for
okay with it. I see it because one thing that has been discussed is that he does not want to perform in Saudi Arabia. The next Royal Rumble in 2026 is in Saudi Arabia.
That's right.
Hold on.
Oh,
So,
shoot.
So,
and one of the big checklists he came back for was he hasn't won a Royal Rumble.
and
right?
when you think about it, you know, you sent me, what was it, Bubba Ray Dudley talking about the magnitude of that match on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, main eventing, winning.
that got me over a little bit more
you
to see
know,
it.
I mean, gosh, I mean, CM Punk versus Cody at WrestleMania is a huge match that no one is talking about. I mean, I'm not seeing that match pop up on any of the prediction flyers or anything like that. But
you're
we're not,
correct. I haven't
that's
seen it.
lingering
I want
and
that.
could be huge.
And I want them to fight. It won't happen, but I want the title to be the winner of that gets the Winged Eagle. That becomes the new title. That's what I want. But
Triple H already told us we're not getting
we're not
back
getting
full-time,
it.
but I don't know.
I mean, and maybe that's
Right.
CM Punk. Maybe
He's done one thing we don't like so far. Triple H, the one thing.
Think about it. Like,
Okay.
who
So-
else do we want Cody to? Who else? I mean, we're all bored with
If
Cody,
it's setting
kinda,
up-
right? We're not bored with Cody,
yeah.
but we're all like wanting Cody, wanting more from his title reign.
Sure.
But I'm still figuring out how I still need to know, and I do need a payoff to this. I don't want them to just sweep this under the rug. I
Yeah.
still need to know how the wise man returning him a favor plays into this.
Ooh.
So if they can lean on that too during this storyline, I'm cool with that too. Like maybe it's one of those things where CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, but he's between him and the promos and Cody, he's second guessing himself. Maybe Cody reminds him, you don't main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This isn't your spot. Maybe this is a little heelish Cody showing a little bit, you know? And maybe that favor is, I need you in my corner at WrestleMania. I can't win this without Wise Man.
I like it.
It's interesting.
Is that
No.
too cheesy, or does
No,
that
I
get
mean,
the job done?
right.
Cody's admitted that he likes that show, The Boys, and that was a big inspiration for his character, his look, at least. That show on Amazon.
I hate that show.
I never watched it, but I knew the concept where this superhero doesn't.
Superheroes are real people.
Yeah, he
they're
doesn't quite
jerks.
become a superhero anymore. So I could see, what if Cody starts dipping into that a little bit more.
I mean, that's the route he's got to go. He's got to go the bad guy. What's the main guy on there? The blonde haired dude.
I forget the guy's name. I know who the face.
Yeah, like Greenlander or something.
Homelander.
Yeah, he's got
I like Greenlander.
Yeah.
I just don't. Punk doesn't have the luxury of time on his hands.
No,
to do
he doesn't.
Some of these really big
You are correct.
matches and have these big moments. And I'm convinced Roman and Rock are still wrestling at Mania. I'm still convinced that that's happening. Like,
I heard otherwise because I heard Rock didn't want to interfere with Cena's WrestleMania run. So,
yeah, I mean,
I think they're keeping the lane open for Rock and Roman, but I think they got a backup plan for Roman just in case.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you got to remember, only one person can win the Royal Rumble, and there's so many different scenarios of people getting thrown out, creating, how many times does someone get thrown out by somebody at Mania to create
we've had the
Rumble to create their Mania match?
We've had a Rumble since '88.
Yeah.
How many of them have you been ecstatic for? A handful? Like the winners. They've all but I'm saying how many times
some get really
as a fan after that happens are you like, that's who I wanted to do it.
Yeah, after a while it got so predictable. The first time I was really shocked at a Royal Rumble win was the Shawn Michaels first win, when he first won in 95.
That one. That was
I did not see that coming.
That's my favorite one.
That rope, the one.
Yep. Because my whole thing is they rely on the outcomes of those tricky spots. Like when we had the Cena Batista double finish. You know what I mean? Like something went wrong.
Oh, man.
And as much as they say they tried, I still think they meant it. As much as they tried to tell me they meant to do it, I think that Luger Bret Hart one was messed up too.
Yep.
I truly think Bret was supposed to win, and something happened with Luger, and they're like, no. So who knows, man? All right, we got to give my man his flowers. As soon as he debuted, he became my favorite wrestler on the roster. El Cerro Mero is officially a Raw superstar.
Sure is.
Put on a banger of a match with Chad Gable, which just as much kudos to Gable with Penta on that. Those two tore the house down.
Gable came out and said, "It's my year."
Yeah, Gable said, "You gonna put? I'm your first. Okay, you're not gonna forget about me in this." Either.
His facial expressions are so good.
He's great, man. He needs to be the top heel somewhere. Yeah. Put him on SmackDown. Make him be the top heel.
Honestly, he'd be a great GM at some point. I want Chad.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Can you imagine him delivering bad news to someone? I'm here.
Oh gosh.
It was a great debut. I mean, incredible debut. I mean,
the crowd was there for it. Dude, he kept cutting to his daughter, and I kept tearing up with her. I was like, we did it.
Yeah. And again, man. You know what? You know, Raw just has a totally different feel to it. It has that international feel. Even with the superstars, I think the days of us not having a diverse roster is pretty much over.
Great. Because that was we've talked about it plenty.
There is a global roster.
We loved when WCW would turn over to the cruiserweights because that was their international hour.
Ultimo Dragon,
dude. They had Asian superstars. They had Latino superstars. They had whatever Berlin was. Alex Wright. Yeah.
Oh,
so I mean, I love that. And so if we're getting more international flair, please.
If you're having a bad night, just go back and watch Alex Wright's entrance from WCW. It'll put you in a good mood. His dance is so good.
It's so bad. I guess the Wyatt Six are officially on SmackDown. We'll throw that in there.
What are they doing with them?
I don't think they know.
It seems like they wasted them, right? Or they
wasted so many great matches with Final Testament. We didn't even get a full-on into that feud.
Right.
So I'm hoping on Friday that we get a new debut of Wyatt Six.
Okay.
I mean, I also would like Wyatt Six to go after John Cena. He has that history with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And
I need another John Cena theatrical match, man.
We need another.
That was so good.
I think, and I think, again, I like, you said something last week, Drew, about John Cena's return just not being things not going smooth, and I like the idea of that just all along the way.
Everything goes wrong. We thought about everything. He's almost about to win the Royal Rumble. He's thrown out.
I mean,
he's last eliminated in the Elimination Chamber. He gets thrown off the top, reaching for Money in the Bank.
How do we feel about him not being on Monday Night Raw the week after? He says, I'm full time this year.
I know that we have talked. I know that we've talked plenty of times about
He was
Stick
there.
on
You
your
just
lane.
couldn't see him. Okay,
Yeah, be in your lane. Be on your Raw or SmackDown. Rules don't apply to John Cena.
Yeah.
So if he's gonna let him be on Raw and SmackDown every week.
Yeah.
Just hustle this last year.
Open challenge every. Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I challenging for?
Because that would be great. A John Cena Open Challenge and Bo Dallas answers it.
Yeah.
Ooh, heck yeah. Man, would the White Six add anybody else? I mean, I heard
They have trouble.
Aleister Black
showing
is
what they got
coming around.
No, Aleister Black needs to come in and do his own thing.
I hope so because
I want to see Bo Dallas versus
that's the other thing.
Aleister Black.
Triple H loved Aleister Black.
Aleister Black needs to be the new Undertaker. Just solo, doesn't need anybody, just causing havoc.
His entrance music was the best.
Yes, man. I just loved how Aleister Black would just appear.
Yep.
You know, the lights would go out, he'd just be there, and then it would.
One of my favorite.
Aleister
feuds
Black
was
could be a great solo person, like because the House of Black is great in theory, but that just never executed it well. Like I love Brody King.
Yeah,
I love. Who's the other? Who's the
Brody
Rhea's,
King?
Rhea's
Buddy.
Buddy Murphy.
But
Buddy Murphy.
Whew.
It's hard to be
Drew a blank on that one.
Well, it's hard to be in a demonic faction with the name Buddy.
Yeah.
So it's just
Buddy. Yeah. No, I love all the guys in House of Black. It never,
could have been
turned
good,
to
but it's
anything.
AEW.
Like they should have been going
whoa.
up against Kenny and the Young Bucks like every night.
They were too big. They were too big for AEW. Like physically too big for AEW.
I'm just glad they got Penta out of there. How we feeling about Lyra Valkyria being our first IC women? Let me start.
I will say better than Dakota Kai.
Okay.
No! I wanted Dakota.
I think better than Dakota Kai. From a wrestling perspective, Lyra Valkyria is a significantly better wrestler.
I beg to disagree.
I don't think her character is that interesting. I don't like the bird and the wings.
She's a
and all
bird.
that.
Let's just call it what she's a bird lady.
But I do think
she's the bird lady of Monday Night Raw.
But I do think her matches are pretty great.
She's the Coco Beware of women's.
Well, if she came out as Coco, I'd be on board. But she just is a bird lady.
I think we've learned sometimes you can be the greatest, technician, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is it about just does she have more connectivity with the crowd?
No. I mean,
No.
Dakota does.
Oh, Dakota does.
I
Okay.
don't know how we ever hear Lyra speak. that
Okay.
much.
She gets to speak, but they're just banking on her being a mini Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
just
not
not-
going to sell.
yeah.
Like this to me, this is them giving the IC title to Curtis Axel when they tried to prove to us that Curtis Axel was Mr. Perfect reincarnated.
Oh yeah.
And it's just not like, yeah, I get it. I don't agree with
Or like
it.
when they gave Zack Ryder the belt for one day after.
Yeah, man, we wanted Natalia to win it. We thought it was proper Natalia be the first IC champion.
so.
She was out in the first round, so we saw what that happened.
Because she
And
could
then-
have won it and then made it give it some value, and then
Yes.
when you beat her, it's a big deal.
Yes.
She could have done that.
And then I was wanting Dakota Kai because all of her injuries, she's really been, persistent in the last few years. She's torn every ACL imaginable and then torn it again. So I really wanted her to shine. I'm just not, like you said, I'm not connecting with Lyra.
Yeah.
Just not getting her character, not caring when she speaks. Already counting down the days till she loses her IC title.
Congratulations.
Congrats. I hope you lose.
You've earned it, we think. All right.
I was hoping they were going to have like Raquel win it and they could do like what they did with Diesel and Shawn Michaels with the IC title with her and Liv, but I don't know. Who am I? We get women's pandemonium pushing the Royal Rumble. Mommy comes out with the reminder that she is that champion.
Thank you.
Nia Jax comes out, gets the Dom treatment, gets booed out of the building, and then oops, hey, Bailey's there, so got to talk trash to Bailey. Of course, she's from San Jose, so it makes sense
Big
she's
jerk.
ringside.
And yeah, it legit. I mean, Bailey getting that big pop showed why she's that first person for Tiffany. I mean, people love her. She's great on the mic. She comes out. She's like, "This may not be my show, but this is my city.
Yep.
Let's go."
Oh, good face talk right
Yeah.
there. Oh yeah, good face promo.
I hope Rhea's the champ for a little while.
Needs
Keep
to
the
be.
title on her.
Just Bruno San Martino that thing. Give it. Just
Not that long.
No?
Good
No?
God.
Okay.
We don't need 1,500 days over here. We don't need a roll.
I think Rhea's gonna end up facing Charlotte. Like,
Yeah.
I think Charlotte comes
We need
back.
a trilogy.
They have this history in 2020.
Aren't they 1-1?
Yeah, well, I
Okay.
think because I don't know if they did any rematches for those matches at WrestleMania 2020. Charlotte beat Rhea for the NXT Women's Championship,
And then I'm pretty sure Rhea beat Charlotte to elevate her to the main event scene one of those after years.
well, I know at WrestleMania in Los Angeles, WrestleMania 39, again, remember their match went long, Rhea versus Charlotte, and it was like an incredible match where Charlotte lost to Rhea, and it put her over.
Yeah, they battled in 2020 and 2023.
And those are the only 2 matches. So it would make sense for her to come back. I mean, especially if they want her to move on from Liv.
Which, it's time.
And again, I mean, I love Charlotte. I don't think you can. I mean, in Vince McMahon era, Charlotte wins that match, but I think now's the time to let Rhea
keep on going, because Charlotte can get her feet back under her again shortly after losing that. But Rhea, you can't bury Rhea now,
right?
Like, you've done all this for her to let Charlotte just come back and just be like,
because Becky's not the person for Rhea,
Right.
I almost want Becky to go to SmackDown. I feel like the women, because I can't wait for the microphone battle between. I almost want to heel Becky and a face Tiffy.
Heck yeah.
The microphone battle between those two, like big time Becks come in being like, "Who are you in my ring?"
Right,
and Tiffy be like, "It's my time."
Yeah,
you know, we could have the old ruthless aggression, John Cena, Kurt Angle, back and forth.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
All right, we got the street fight. Priest beats Finn Balor. Now move on. Move on.
When I had to watch the recap, and I was going, oh, they're still going.
They're still doing this.
I'm not gonna lie, it took a little bit away from the match for me.
Sure.
I couldn't get as invested as I normally, and I'm a massive Finn Balor fan.
Pretty cool spot though when he like slid down off the gurney into the ring.
A lot of great spots.
And I don't know if you caught this, Pat McAfee. The memory that guy has is insane.
Yeah.
The EMTs were up there, and he did a little callback to an old Stone Cold promo. He's like, "I'll take it from here, EMT." I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
What
that's why I never had a problem with McAfee, because I knew he was a fan.
But that little minute, I was like, picked up on that. And
did y'all see what Corey Graves posted?
I was just going to our parting thought. I was going to ask what y'all thought about Corey Graves' tweet today.
Can you read it to us?
Laura just sent it to me, so I got it pretty clear.
It was pretty.
Shout out
it's pretty heavy.
The wife sending wrestling stuff.
And I do think we're going to start getting potentially some "We Want Corey" chants. So let's
I was going to ask. So here's the tweet, and I'll ask the question. Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty effing awesome at it. And then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you're wondering where I've been. So
it's a work, man.
No, when you think about it,
you think it's a work?
He's still employed by WWE, right?
He's on NXT. He got put, and I don't even think it's demotion. I think it's hey, you got a small kid at home, get off the road.
Right. Well, even more so, he probably went, yeah, that sounds good, but
I don't think it's a work.
You don't think it's a work?
Once a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason.
Very true. He can just fly because they're not doing the house shows, and they don't have commentators on house.
Yeah, and let's be real. Like, he's the third. I wouldn't say he's the third best, but he's in the top 3 commentators. Pat, Cole, and I'm not. No, if we're ordering it,
he's number 3.
Cole, I think he's number 2.
Yeah, because Pat can be off the handles.
Pat is famous, so we get it. You know, if Pat's famous.
I just love Pat McAfee.
And Pat's fame, like, maybe adds points, but the truth is Corey is so much better than Pat.
You're talking sense.
But even within that, even if we're taking the fame out of it, he's still, in my opinion, much more enjoyable than
I love Corey Graves.
And Joe Tessitore, which
I like Joe Tessitore. He's there to add some realness to it, but he's not better than Corey Graves.
No.
And he's not more in the wrestling world. He's not more famous than Corey.
And he's also not. I don't know what Joe's adding.
I like Joe. When
I
they're walking
him. I just don't know what he's adding.
Well, that's fair. When they're walking in, like they're trying to make it look like a real sport, which it is.
Yeah.
And his voice over like a walk-in adds that legitimacy, like NBA on TNT legitimacy. You know what I mean? Like, to me, when he's like, and we got damage control walking in the back, they'll be in action later on this evening. It feels like a sports commentator hyping me up.
There's some familiarity with like his past as a
Now, but Corey does the same thing.
Yeah,
but if Corey gets me just as hyped.
So I guess at this point it's Wade Barrett.
I love, but that's the problem is I have no problem with any of these commentators.
They're both heel commentators. I mean, they're both heel commentators.
But I feel like they've been really trying hard not to let Corey be a heel so he can be that neutral third on any announced team. Right. And I think he adds way more to SmackDown than him being the third on NXT.
Yeah.
Because you could tell he was salty at New Year's Eve. Because, like, thinking back now, like, my whole time I was like, what's wrong with Corey? He's not really talking tonight. And then that came out, and you're like, oh.
Well, because he's, you know.
Work, bro. Bro.
You think it's a work?
Bro.
What's it going to pay off to, though?
Well, kind of what you were saying, that it's going to build to this. Well, I was going to say build to the we want Corey chance, but do you become a babyface by complaining like that on Twitter?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true too. So.
No, I think he does because we all like him.
Well, it happened with Punk and his pipe bomb. That should be a heel promo, but that got him over. So I don't know. Did Corey commentate with Morrow? Were they together? Morrow.
I don't know if they ever put them together.
No,
so
they put him with JBL, and that's what.
Yeah,
was the problem.
on NXT. On NXT,
nah, he was with the guy that got fired.
Oh, okay.
The Irish dude.
That's right. Okay. I know Morrow's doing his own thing, but we've talked about that. I miss him every
talk
show.
About a voice just matches. He matches the voice of NXT.
He's personally my favorite of all time. I know we got some legends, but Morrow's like, he gets it over, man.
All right, Lee, where can they find you at, man? Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, LeeHardinComedy.com. And thanks, Alex Jana, for all your support, buddy.
You got any shows coming up? Where are you going to be?
Let's see. This weekend, Crackpots in Massillon, Ohio.
Crackpots.
Yeah, which you both need to be headlining. It's
is it because we're a couple of crackpots over here? You got
these little crackpots need to get in crackpots.
Maybe, actually.
You get it? Crackpots.
Yeah. Get it? Crackpots.
And I just come out there
genius, damn it.
and I crack pots on your head. Dude.
Bam.
That would have worked in the 80s.
Where else are you going to be this month?
Let's see. That's a solid question. Some local shows here at the end. Mount Juliet with Comedian Discovery, Sweetwater at the January 30th, and then February. I'm going back to Inverness, Florida, February 7th, the Valerie Theater, and that's one of my favorite places to go. That place always does pretty well. And
nice.
Jacksonville the next night at Murray Hill, so should be a good time. Can't wait.
Rock and roll.
Absolutely.
What about you? What you got?
Oh my gosh. Where am I going to be? This Friday night, Grandpa Bar with Drew Harrison and some other folks. It's going to be a great show. Shows are sold out, so you can't make it. But next week, I'm actually at Zany's quite a bit. Those are the shows I would love for folks to come to.
That's right, Lab.
I think I'm at New Material Monday, potentially on Monday. But the shows you should really be coming to, that one is always fun. But Tuesday, I'm on Dusty Slay's show at Zany's, and then Wednesday, I'm on the Netflix auditions.
Heck yeah.
8:45 p.m. on Wednesday at the Lab. And
that's
then
a good time spot.
Next weekend, I will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Looney Bin featuring for Justin Smith.
Dude.
Justin Smith. Nice.
The Tulsa Looney Bin is the best Looney Bin. Yeah. So...
And then at the beginning of February, if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, you can't make the shows next week. Basement East is going to be a great show. Will Abels and Friends. I believe it's Sunday, February 2nd, the night after the Royal Rumble. Come talk about the Royal Rumble with me. Anyone that knows me knows that comedy shows, all I want to talk about is wrestling. So come talk to me. Where are you going to be, Drew?
I'll be with you at the Grandpa Bar, Third Coast All-Stars, Sunday the 26th, Basement East, February 2nd. I'm going on a little vacation, so I'm taking a little break from shows for a little bit, so I'm excited. Check out all that great content, DrewHarrisonComedy.com. Subscribe to Spandex StandUps wherever you see us, wherever you get your podcast. Check out all the great content we got coming out. Most importantly, we'll be back in 2 weeks getting you ready for the Royal Rumble.
Ready to rumble.
We'll see you next time.